Okay, so let's look at some more information about using cascading style sheets or CSS. So the cascading style sheet is established by the World Wide Web Consortium. This is the organization that is international organization that is in charge of the World Wide Web and establishing standards and for the World Wide Web and ensuring that all developers and technologies are working in sync and that the new technologies that are created can be accessed and viewed by all browsers in the same way. So it is a world organization that deals with World Wide Web technologies, and the cascading style sheet specifications are managed by that organization. It allows us to have more control of the look, the style of the web pages, and even XML files, and it provides a central location or a sheet where we can define how certain HTML or XML tags are interpreted by the browser. So the HTML is the hypertext markup language and the XML is the extendable markup language. The HTML has standard tags that are defined, such as new document, body of text, new paragraph, bold colors, italic colors, and so on. Those are called markup language, where that marks what the formatting should be. While the extensible markup language allows us to define custom tags and have our own tags, and we can create an entire data structure in a sense, such as a student name, location, age, what classes did they take, and because of that it's been partially used for storing databases. It is cascading because the multiple style sheets can be applied to a particular document, usually the HTML file or the XML file, to a particular web page. The browser interprets these styles in a cascading fashion. This means the style rules are set up site-wise, and they can specific styles can be overridden by styles located in individual pages. So there is one main style that applies to the whole website, but within individual page we can add more colors, functions, or styling that is specific to that page if we want to override the original style. Other than that, that style cascades through the entire site, and that's why it's called a cascading style sheet. The end user can set up styles in a browser that overrides the author styles if we want to. So the cascading style sheet will cascade through the website, but individual pages can be modified and overwrite that style, or if the user wants to, they can overwrite and set up their own style as well. So all the matching rules for a particular selector are applied. If there is any conflict, for example, the main sheet said the color should be blue, but then the user or the particular website wants to use a red color, then the second one will be displayed. So in this case, there will be italics font, not in a blue color, but in a red color. So what they're showing here is that we can cascade the style sheet through the site and then have specific pages override the main style if they need to. To properly use the style sheets, the visitor needs to use a web browser that supports the cascading style sheets, so they need to update the latest version of the browser. Certain older browsers may not display the cascading style sheets as expected. The cascading style sheet browser that is a browser that supports the cascading style sheet will apply their own style sheet for every HTML element. For example, the most browsers would treat the p tag as a block element as though they were the explicit declarations. So p display block. By using the cascading style sheet, we can modify the default settings by overriding these implicit styles. By using the cascading style sheet, we can also control text formatting and location of the page. Logos can be created using text. Instead of graphics in the cascading style sheet. That can help the page to be more accessible and have a wider audience. So, the World Wide Web Consortium specifications for the cascading style sheet can be found into these links here. The first one is version 1, second one is version 2, and the third one is version 2.1. And of course version 3 is also found on the World Wide Web Consortium website. So, the advantages of using the cascading style sheet, it gives us greater design control of the appearance of the pages, easier management of site-wide changes, greater accessibility to websites, especially by non-graphical browsers, and software that reads web pages that is not a browser. And some disadvantages will include that certain browsers may interpret the style sheet in a different way, especially older browsers. May not understand the new version of the style sheets. And then we have some styles that may be seen on some browsers but not on others. So that's why we mentioned that the browsers, they need to be updated to the latest version to display the style sheets properly. On this link here, we can find some examples of how to use the cascading style sheet. It's called csszengarden.com. And here is also some more helpful information. There are style examples on this website here on the World Wide Web Consortium, w3.org-style, and then examples /007. We can get examples for cascading style sheets from there. and a tutorial on how to use the cascading style sheet, w3schools.com/css.